Very strange new rule goes into effect for catch-up contributions to 401k, 403b plans starting next year. You need to start planning right now. I'll explain that more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, are you approaching age 50 or maybe over age 50 still working? Well, if so, then you're aware of this catch-up contribution. The IRS, inside of their tax shelter strategies that they've laid out in the tax code, they're giving folks extra contribution limits when they hit that retirement red zone or age 50 and beyond, where you can actually contribute more to your 401k, 403b, simple IRA, Roth IRA, those sorts of things. You're aware of this. These rules have been in place for a long time, but the rules are changing, and in particular, a big change is happening starting next year to catch-up contributions, and you want to start planning ahead for it right now. All right, this new rule applies to 401k and 403b contributions, not to IRA, Roth IRA. So in 2024, your contribution limit, the maximum that you can put in to your 401k or 403b is up to 100% of what you make. So by the way, if you are working part-time or your spouse is working part-time, they're only making 10 grand, you can throw all of it in there. They've got to pay FICA, obviously, so that'll have to sit on the sidelines, but for the most part, you can contribute 100% of what you earn up to these limits. $23,000 is that limit for 2024. Don't know what it will be in 2025 and beyond. They index it for inflation, but $23,000 is that limit. Now, in the year you turn age 50, get this question a lot. Hey, I'm 49 right now, but I turn 50 in December or later this year. Can I contribute the extra amount now, or do I have to wait until I'm actually 50 years old? No, in the year you turn age 50, you are allowed to contribute an additional amount above and beyond this $23,000, a catch-up contribution, and that amount is $7,500 for year 2024. It could change and so on, index with inflation moving forward. So over 30 grand if you're age 50 or older. Well, it's about to get more complicated. It's going to get more complicated starting in 2025. Here's how this works. That normal catch-up will still apply starting at age 50. But as if they were trying to make it as complicated as possible, there's a new tier, another catch-up contribution tier that starts in the year you turn age 60. And you'd think, all right, in the year I turn age 60 and from that point forward. No, that would have made sense. Actually, that would make sense, but it's not. It's not how that works. In the year you turn age 60, but then this special contribution, the special catch-up contribution applies that year, age 60, the year you turn 61, 62, and 63, but you go back to the old catch-up contribution rules in the year you turn age 64. Why? What's so special about turning age 64? Makes no sense. But that's how it works. Those are the new rules. What is this special contribution limit? Well, in those years, in the second tier of catch-up contributions, you are allowed to contribute as a catch-up contribution 150% of whatever the current catch-up contribution is, or 10 grand, whichever is greater. And it's so strange they put the 10 grand in there because the current catch-up contribution is $7,500. 150% of that is $11,250. So when they made the law, they said the greater of 10 grand, this is for 401ks and 403bs, greater of 10 grand or 150% of the catch-up. Well, 150% of the catch-up is greater than 10 grand. So why even put that in there? Don't know. So you can contribute, instead of $7,500 as your catch-up for those 4 years, it's actually $11,250 indexed for inflation. Now, this same thing applies to simple IRAs in this weird corridor, the year you turn age 60, 61, 62, 63, but not when you turn 64. Then your catch-up contribution for simples goes to the greater of 5 grand or 150% of the current catch-up contribution limit. So that's the new rule, takes effect in 2025 and applies to those of you that are turning age 60 61, 62, 63. The year you turn age 64, do you just go back to the normal contribution limit, which is $23,000? No, you can still do that, but then you go back to the normal catch-up contribution of $7,500. Very strange ages, very strange calculation, very strange rule, but once again, while it makes it very complicated, gives you more choice. Financial planning is all about maximizing those choices and then selecting the very best ones. If you are a daily listener of the Wise Money Show, and I hope you are, if you're not, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Why are we talking about this in early 2024? So that you can plan ahead. To me, this is an extra benefit. Now, does it make sense for you to jump on? Is this a tax planning strategy that you absolutely need to implement? I think for many people, it should be. And you've got to work with your CFP to see if this one makes the list. But if so, this is going to influence your cash flow, and you don't want it to be a surprise starting in January of 2025, or worse yet, be a surprise late in the year of 2025. Didn't realize I had the ability to do this. Now, to turn over heaven and earth to make it possible. Right now, you want to be aware of this so that you can plan ahead for cash flow. If you are in a situation where you're budgeting or managing cash flow, you know that these slightest adjustments of, well, I've got to contribute more here, or this expense is now higher, that can adjust things. It's not going to create an emergency, but it does adjust things. So one, being aware now will help you plan ahead from a cash flow standpoint. Two, if you have something in the way, if you have a financial goal that you're trying to achieve and you want to start this new contribution amount in 2025, well, now you know, okay, let me get that other financial goal out of the way before 2025 so then I can adopt this higher contribution limit. Whether that's paying down debt, because right now you've got cash that you'd like to go towards these catch-up contributions. Instead, it's got to go towards servicing debt. Well, find a way to pay that debt off by the end of the year. Work with your CFP on that. Maybe it's some other financial goal, a car replacement, a car repair, a home replacement, a home repair, something like that. Who knows? But if you've got another financial goal that maybe you were saving up for or trying to achieve over 18 months, see if you can recalibrate it to achieve it in the next 11 months so that you've got the cash flow to go after this higher contribution limit. And then sort of the final reason is update this in your retirement plan. I'm actually not even sure how many retirement planning or financial planning softwares even have this extra amount built in there. But you can update it in your retirement plan, and maybe this gets you a little bit closer to that goal. Maybe this is the thing that suggests or makes you reconsider your retirement age. Maybe you've been wanting to retire at 62 and then thinking, well, gosh, I mean, now I'm right in that sweet spot where I could contribute more to my catch-up contributions, and that would pad my retirement even more. You know what, maybe I'll retire when I'm 64, something like that. So this might influence your plan. That, again, is why you want to be aware of it now, even though it doesn't even take effect until 2025. Last comment I'll make with this is you might also be thinking, well, I'm a high wage earner, and isn't there a rule where I'm going to be forced to have these catch-up contributions now about to be expanded, where those will be forced to go into the Roth side of my 401k, 403b? Yes, that rule is out there. They kick that can down the road. Doesn't apply until 2026, but something to be aware of and consider as well. So work with your CFP on that. See if this is something that you need to account for in your financial plan, prepare for, make some adjustments for, something you need to jump on. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@Korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.